Set to go?
Yeah, we're set to go.
All right. Well, everybody that's watching, welcome here at this interview with Guiliana. They're playing tonight, 8, here on the stage at the Pieter in Maastricht. And we thought it would be great to do a little interview and ask some questions. So let's get started with that. Sure. Well, great to have you here, first of all. I'm a drummer myself, but I thought maybe let's not get too drum technical and talk a bit more about music. Sure. So first of all, I was wondering, from you first, now full of your own compositions. I see more and more drummers doing that, but it's still not something you would say, in general, drummers make albums with their own compositions. What drove you to that? And when can you say, like, I started with really putting it on record and feeling good about it?
Yeah, I actually, the first record I made that included some of my own compositions was with a band called Pieter in 2006, so it was over 10 years ago now, but it was a much more electronic environment. And over the years, the records that have been under my name with my songs have been, up until now, exclusively in that world.
Yeah, very electronic.
So Family First is my first step into the acoustic world, and it just felt organic to try to write some music with these guys in mind and with this sonic palette in mind. So I had over the years built up the courage to try to write some music and record it, but yes, this is the debut of kind of this sound for my songs, I guess.
And do you feel like this is something you want to explore more in the coming future, or you think you're going to go back to the more electronic part?
Yeah, both. I think of both projects as living on parallel paths, and both bring me equal amounts of joy and enrichment. I get quite different fulfillment from both. And we've already recorded a second record a couple months ago, so that'll come out at some point this year. And we have lots of concerts that will support the release. But also at the same time, I'm kind of planning the next beat music record and see where we can go with that.
What's for you the essential difference of playing acoustically, like now with this band, it's acoustic setup, or with electronics involved? What's for you the basic difference?
Mostly it's the instrumentation, because I'm playing quite a different setup with this group, and that setup inspires different vocabulary and things like that. And then in the more electronic world, where it's synthesizers and electric bass and very different drum setup, it pushes me in a different place musically. But my goal is the same in both situations, which is when I sit down, I just want to give everything I have to the music and support the music and support the guys around me. And I think that's what leads to the best results, no matter what the style.
Well, there are two of your recent albums that I personally enjoy listening to a lot, which is Telling the Brian, Guiliana. I played it a lot at home.
Cool, thank you.
And also with David Bowie, which you could say are quite some completely different worlds and artistic people. Also, you made an album with Dave Douglas. What do you get from those people? How does it inspire you for your own work and the way you play maybe?
Yeah, Brad is one of my favorite musicians, and what has been for a long time, long before I met him. And we talked about playing, and it led to the duo and that environment, and it's a really special project for me because I admire him so much, and in a duo situation, there's so much room to explore, and it really is all about the communication, So that's very special, and I'm grateful to have that as an ongoing project. But also, with playing with David Bowie, I mean, I don't know what to say. It's amazing, and just to be around someone like that and his brilliance, and just try to absorb, his. I mean, he was incredibly prolific. Of course, if you look at his career, but just to share some time with him at the end was incredibly special, and I feel like I'm, kind of collecting these experiences and cherishing them, and just letting the influences hopefully come out in a natural way.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
What I wanted to ask you too is being in so many different roles, because you're a drummer, you're also a composer, you're a producer. There are a lot of hats. You're a teacher. There are a lot of. You just recently made a DVD about creativity on a drum set.
Yeah.
Is this something you always wanted to do? And now actually making music and having all those different kind of luggage, so to speak, in your bag, do you see a clear influence in that in the way you play, being a producer and a band leader and.
Yeah, I think it's all actually just a means to play. I think of it as the nice thing about these times is that you can do a lot of things yourself. It requires a lot of work, but really, the idea of releasing music myself allowed me to make a record and just put it out into the world. So it's not that I didn't necessarily have aspirations to have a label, but if that step needed to occur in order to get music into the world, I'm happy to do it.
Yeah.
So I think the idea of, like, with the new book, I didn't have a clear vision of saying I want to write a book, but the opportunity to share some ideas and hopefully give back some inspiration that I've taken from so many drum educational products over the years, just to sprinkle a little salt into the pot of, all those documents that already exist. And also just learning so much in the process of all these different things. But still, when I sit down to play with the guys and be in that moment, that's always the payoff.
Talking about the creative side of playing the drums, where are you currently getting your inspiration? Like what is your current artistic goal and what inspires you?
Wow, good question. I think I have a wide variety of influences, but I just bought a piano to have at the house, and been trying to spend more time investing in that relationship. And it's really great to be at the beginning or earlier on in a learning path, learning about a new instrument and just composition and all these things. It's really exciting and feels really fresh. And
are you learning it by yourself? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I went to university for studying music, so I took all the required courses and all that stuff. So I have a foundational knowledge, but now, just trying to sit down and either play some David Bowie songs or play a Bob Marley song, something like that. Like just trying to just get more connected, and obviously investing more in the composition path. And of course, listening to lots of music. That's always a reliable source of inspiration.
I think you're saying about the time now that a lot of genres are completely fluid, and people are less and less labeling music, I guess, labeling people, musicians as well. I think one of your strengths is also that you combine a lot of different influences in your playing. Is there a musical world you still feel like I would love to explore, but you haven't done yet?
Yeah, many. You know, I'm really excited. The pianist in our band is Pieter. Incredible. He's Cuban, and he's been living in the States for most of his life. But you know, I ask him about that culture all the time, and I'm going in March. There's a drum festival happening in Havana. So I've never been, and of course it's such a rich musical place, but especially rhythmic place. Mm-hmm. So I'm really excited to try to absorb what I can in those few days. You know, there's many places I would love to visit, many places in Africa that I would love to, you know, it's difficult now. I can't really pick up and move somewhere for 6 weeks to try to, you know, study with the native people. But, you know, of course, a lot of this can be done through recorded music and things like that. But there really is nothing like visiting a place and feeling on that soil and feeling the, you know, all of the feelings, you know. So that comes to mind because it's going in there.
So Cuban music, it's
just that it's just a language that I've always admired. And you know, just scratch the surface, learn a couple things just to, in case you need them, but I can't claim to really know that language, you know, so try to, you know, observe it for a few days, looking forward to that.
Alright. Maybe to round it off, I was wondering, this evening for us is a bit about kind of showing what's happening now in contemporary music, putting a few people on the stage with a different sound, but still showing what's happening now. Mm-hmm. Could you maybe tell us who you think are also voices that should be heard now? Mm-hmm. Maybe people should listen to without listening at home, mm-hmm. or we can bring to Maastricht and Pieter, for instance.
This is hard because as much as I try to keep up, so much of the music I listen to is from, you know, 50 years ago. You know, on the drive today, I was listening to John Coltrane. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think it is still worth mentioning him. And there are people who haven't heard him, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. But I think if one person listening hasn't listened to John Coltrane and they choose to, that would make me so happy.
Which album would you recommend?
I mean, A Love Supreme is a very iconic record. But really anything with that lineup, you know, Nicole Tyner, Jimmy Garrison, Elton Jones, they made a few records. Yeah, I mean that's a little unfair because you can't bring him here, unfortunately. But yeah, I think it's tricky. You know, you really want to. Obviously, electronics and technology are entering the musical landscape more than ever. And one of my heroes in that world, who's also a good friend, is a drummer named Zach Danziger. I don't know if you know him. He's in New York, right? And he's one of my biggest influences. And his fluidity with electronics is stunning. So I think he has a number of projects where you can just search his name, and I think he is a good example of what is possible or where things may be going. Yeah, he's the first guy that comes to mind. That really, every time I hear him play, it really feels like now, if not, you know, already next year. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I want to thank you much for the interview. I'm looking forward to your details.
Great, thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right. Cool.